Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Thank you all again for joining in community and sharing a little bit of time to celebrate to celebrate one of our people that in our circle and a good friend of mine. Welcome to Zenful Conversations. My name is Zen Jen Brown. A reminder that we will be recording for podcast today and so let's just say it's recorded for podcast today, but I still really like treating this as a safe and sacred space. So I think that it probably has a lot to do with the energy that is shared here. Why I feel so strongly about that. Thank you again for all for being here today. We have the opportunity to sit with a friend of mine. Honored to say, Miss Linda Mundell. Thank you for being here. How are you today?
I am
Got it.
very
That's an
good.
airplane flying over.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very good if you consider 3 weeks out of a knee replacement. So if you see
Right.
a
How's that
grimace, it's
going?
not because of you.
That's right. You had a knee replacement, a full knee replacement. That's doing all right, though. Yes.
What's that? Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, but it
Cool.
hurts.
So that,
I mean, if it doesn't hurt, that's not a good thing. It's supposed to hurt. Yeah,
well, honestly, that's pretty good because it marks time. It
yeah,
just marked what time
yeah.
this was recorded, and you'll be able to reflect back on it.
Hmm.
But let me just say a little bit about Linda. Linda, I met at Heartwood Yoga Institute, which many of you have heard me talk about before. It's where I found an incredible dose of healing for myself and where I actually began to fall in love with myself again. Um, it's crazy how we lose ourselves along the way, but I was no exception, and I found a great deal of healing there at Heartwood. And Linda became one of my friends at Heartwood. She's taken training at Heartwood. She used to come to my retreats, and I would say we became pretty good friends. And Linda also had submitted a poem for the Peace Please anthology I did, and she just recently came out with the book, Grace of the Sea, Poetry of My. And what a beautiful cover. Beautiful cover. And yeah, so that's written by Linda S. Mundell and the arts by Madeline Mundell, illustration by Patricia Morris. I'm gonna let you kind of introduce yourself any further from there if you'd like to, Linda. Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what brought you to writing. What is it that your voice
Mhm.
is wanting to share? What do you want people to
Okay.
know?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jen. You have been such a inspiration to me, kind of allowing me to open up. Although I've been writing for years, I've written since I was very young, but I always felt inadequate in the act of sharing it with the world or the public. Only a select few people would hear what I've written, and those people even then didn't hear a lot of it. Just every blue moon, I might say, "Well, would you like to hear a poem?" And they always, "Oh, yes, yes," and I would read it. But I'm so glad to see some familiar faces in the room, especially my sister Patricia Morris, because she was kind of the wings behind my getting a little bit out of that comfort zone of hiding when I would write. And she told me, and she wrote me a very long letter in handwritten script. She's got beautiful handwriting. That if I didn't bring my poetry forward in some sort of way, that, my children and my grandchildren and my sisters will probably not have a chance to enjoy it or even to see it. And she was a great, great fan of mine. And so she asked me to send her 20 of my favorite poems, and I did. And then she made me this very beautiful book right there. She hand decorated it. She's very creative. We're all creative in my family. But I want to share this just because that was the beginning when the idea that I should make this a bigger deal kind of came to me. And so then I decided that I would actually have my poems in a book. However, Lisa spoke last week. Here she is. Hi, Lisa. Berg. Berger. Yeah.
Big
And
Breaker.
okay. Yeah. Sorry. And you mentioned something about how you were so comfortable with rejection, how you sent a poem in and it was rejected and you're going to read it anyway because you liked it and they can reject it over and over. But I like my poem. And I admire that so much because I'm the exact opposite. So if you're sitting behind the fear of rejection and that kind of thing, like I was and am, I mean, believe me, this is a huge step out of my comfort zone to be speaking in front of you. Even though I'm very much a public speaker, I'm not a public speaker about myself. So, in any case, I decided to just go ahead and do it on my own. I self published. I never once attempted to send any of my poems to any kind of a editor or a publisher because the idea that they would reject it was just a devastating thought. And it kind of still is, but that's another issue. So, with that being said, I'm going to read you my first poem, um, which is called Inspired Life. And one of the things about this book, it's got 73 poems, and they've been written over time, not just today or yesterday. I think probably one of the first poems was probably written around the year 2000 and then on forward because my poems kind of download to me rather than me sitting down and saying, oh, today I think I'll write a poem. I just get this inkling and itch, and then next thing you know, I'm writing a poem. So, inspired life. An inspired life is a life grounded in purpose, a belief that we all have a mission and an impact on each and every one we encounter. An inspired life believes there are no accidents, there are no boundaries. An inspired life makes decisions by the heart and allows intellect to play second string. When living an inspired life, dreams become roadmaps, wishes become reality. May we all live an inspired life. So I guess that I read that to you because that's kind of what I really believe. That, you look for inspiration around you. When you feel inspiration, it kind of tickles your mind, it kind of tickles your toes, your heart. And then you just sit down and create whatever it's asking you to create. Um, when I was working, I worked at a college that had art degrees, and I would go into the art classrooms and talk to the students. And some of the students were very um, pragmatic about how they approach their art. And some teachers were too. But the students that approach the art as like, I feel like doing this today for this project. And it maybe even went a different way than what the teacher had kind of given them. I mean, those are the kids that are getting their art in a way that not only is for the world, but it's for their own soul. And so that's what I feel like I try to do when I write. Um, and I feel very comfortable with that. So,
Just want to make sure you saw the comments that T said dreams become roadmaps.
yeah.
And also gorgeous on the book. T likes to hand stitch books together as well.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you going to ask me, or should I just keep talking? You were talking
You
about the
just
outline.
keep
I thought I
talking,
could just talk
girl.
for an hour easily.
I know it. No, absolutely. We want you to say what you want to say. We want you to have a good time, but we want to hear what it is your voice is out in this world. What do you need? What do you need everybody to know?
Yes. Well, I want to talk about how I met you, Jen, because I remember the specifics of it. I was at a workshop, whatever retreat thing, day retreat, and we were asked to go write something. She always had a little segment where you could do that. And I went off and I wrote what I wrote. But at that moment in time, and I feel like another woman back then, I was angry. I hated Florida with, a lot of like bad feelings toward Florida. And I wrote this very angry poem and I read it to the group after the sharing time. And all the people in that group embraced me and said, "Oh, come on." And they were just hugging me and accepting me. And it was so wonderful. And that, believe it or not, was a pivotal point for me in coming out of my, I don't know if it would be considered depression, but my anger toward being not in where I wanted to be, which we'll talk about that in a minute. So that's kind of how I met Jen, and it always will be important to me to know that. Now, why I write, I don't know. I just write because I like it. I've never aspired to be a writer or a poet or anything of that nature. I feel like had I had a different childhood, I might have done that because I think I'm pretty good at it. But I went to a very strict Catholic school, and I was the only little colored girl in the room. And anything I had to say was not very acceptable in the eyes of the nuns that were our teachers. And I feel like I was kind of squelched my creativity. And I'm not trying to blame anyone because I feel like I went on to have beautiful career and all kinds of other things, beautiful children, family, friends, neighbors. I couldn't ask for more. However, you have to think what would happen if somebody hadn't crushed my spirit when I was 7. And we were not going to go back there and, figure that out. But I would say that my actual base level inspiration came from my mother. She read to us constantly. I have 4 sisters, there are 5 girls in my family. She read to us constantly. Edgar Allan Poe, Lewis Carroll, Edward Lear, just all the poems, Grimm's fairy tales. They scared the shit out of you, right? But she still read them. And I just grew up with a very lyrical mind. I mean, I could memorize, I could recite Father Williams right now, this moment, but I won't. But yeah, because they just stick with me. And so, with that being said, it was easy for me then to rhyme. I probably could have been a rapper too, maybe, but I'm not. So, I'm going to go on to read another poem, which is about my mother, and it's called Glisten of the Eye. Remembering you in a glisten of the eye. Today I'm remembering you, not the you I cared for and loved during the last phases of your earthly life. But today I'm remembering you, the youthful mother, more excited than I as we purchased my first charm bracelet. I can recall the glisten in your eye as my childhood brought you back to your own, and that coveted charm bracelet you had always wanted. And now, as I look at that tiny tarnished charm bracelet, I'm taken back to my childhood and to you. How wonderfully lucky I am that we shared this unspoken moment of love. Moments like this will never return, but the feeling can come again and again in a fleeting moment of memories and just a glisten of the eye. So that's about my mom.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to get emotional with that one.
Well, it's just important. You know, when we write you're kind of putting your heart out here on this table,
Yeah.
and hoping nobody tramples it, you
Yes.
know.
And I mean, and this is such a safe place. I know no one's going to trample it. But, I think that whole process of the past just built such a fear, And of course, spell check is a wonderful thing. So you don't have to worry about getting it sent back with 1,000 red marks and that kind of thing. And so that's kind of how I started off, or what made me feel inclined to write. And then this book is got my granddaughter's artwork in it. She's actually 17 now. Most of these drawings were done when she was younger, slightly younger, maybe 14, 15. Um, and there are excuse me, 6 sections. And so I'm going to read some that are coming from the section that's called Evolution section. And
Back
it's
to your
just,
mom for a second, real
yeah,
quick there.
yeah.
There was a comment that's saying it's nice that you remember her in her heyday. and not focus on her last years.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could talk for
Lisa.
hours about my mom. Um, but yeah, I mean, she was like most people when they get older, they needed help and support, and so my sisters and I, we rallied and helped take care of her, but she never lost her wit, her wisdom, or any of her real, I mean, she was her till the last days. And you know what she used to tell me? This is a funny thing, and most people I don't think even know this. We used to kind of get together at 4 o'clock and watch Oprah Winfrey. And she'd look at me and she goes, Linda, you should be Oprah. Just go over there and try to call them. And I'm like, Mom, I can't go call and say, I'm better than Oprah. Let me do the show. But she believed in me and she used to say that to me. And I thought, oh my God.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I
very
didn't mean to
cool.
cut you off there. I just want to make
No,
sure
no,
you were
no. I was
seeing
just trying
the
to move on.
comments.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to move on because it's a little bit, it's hard to talk about your mom, especially when she's no longer there. And it's also, yeah, yeah. But it's easy
Yeah.
too because I love her and the memories are good for the most part.
Yeah.
Everything is good. And I
It's a
kind of
time
feel,
thing with me too. Yeah, like I can do it for a little bit, but I've got to come back out. And that's what you noticed about my workshops and everything. It was like we go in and we touch it for a little bit and we come back out.
and move back out. Yeah. And,
So yeah, I hear you.
yeah. And I feel so lucky in a way because, I got to really stay with her while she was aging and help her. And even though those aren't the best memories of her, they certainly leave me feeling very happy with a,
Cool.
really good closure on the fact that she's no longer here in the physical realm. Which brings me to, I think, my next poem, which has to do with that, which is in a section that is whimsical poems. I was going to do evolutionary, but I think I'm going to jump to whimsical only because a lot of my poems, like I said, I was inspired by these people who wrote children's like lyrical poems. So I don't have a lot of metaphorical poems. My poems would be more like a prosy type poem or something that might be somewhat I don't even know what you'd call it. I should get over trying to label it. But anyway, this is called Ode to My Guardian Angel. I remember when Sister Cleta told me about you in second grade, but I already knew you were there. I thought all kids were aware of their guardian angel, just like a mom or dad. All kids come with a GA. Now that I'm older, I can see how you've helped me and supported me in so many ways. And since my mom and dad have gone to other spaces and places not of this world, but in the universe, closer, I believe, to your neighborhood, now it's really just you and me. The greatest joy is knowing you'll always be wherever I go, even after I'm not of this world. So you are and always will be my closest and most faithful friend. This is better than any other relationship, and I'm grateful that you are here. I'm happy Sister told me about you. Otherwise, someday I might feel alone. I'm not fond of being alone. So we, GA, shall stay together forever. So, hi,
Yeah,
Raina.
yeah, she said she's heard this one before.
Yeah, I read it to Raina in the living room the other day. She's my neighbor. She came to care for me while I'm laid up with my knee. I've got so many neighbors who've come over and helped me. And my daughter, of course, is in the audience. She's actually she lives in California, but she's in Bradenton right now because she came to take care of me. So, yeah, I'm very
Oh, that's
blessed.
so great.
Yeah, yeah. And so that makes me go to the next poem. And you just read this morning, Lindsay. It's about my daughter, and it's
Your
very
daughter said that's one
short.
of her favorite poems too.
Yeah, let's see. Page. I got to find the page here, 26. And I'll show you before I read this. It's very short poem, but if you can see,
Bring it a little more in front of the camera. Straight
yeah, I
on.
see. This is why this iPad thing is so bad because I don't know where the camera is. But anyhow, You can't see the artwork, but that's a
No, but you
poem
know what
that
page are you
Maddie.
on? I want to show that too. What page?
It's on page 26. Maybe you can help me with that, Jen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let me show. Oh, it says to my daughter.
And those
To
are
my daughter.
and that's a picture that Maddie made. It's of their little purple violets baby. I don't know what I didn't ask her what flowers she was trying to make. But yeah, she's a really good
Actually,
artist.
I wanted to actually, sorry about the sunlight today. I'm moving my furniture. Quite frankly, got a lot going on around here. But I wanted to mention how beautiful the artwork was in this book. The way the book is set up is really nice. It's got nice, even in between the pages, there's nice, and I love the font. But the artwork was really lovely. And I did want to mention that Linda had mentioned you guys under the acknowledgments in this book. She said, much thanks to the Poets in Conversation. So I wanted you guys to know that
Mhm.
it says a group which helped me explore and experience my authentic voice through the eyes of others. So I thought that was real powerful that you put that in there, Linda.
Thank you.
And thank you for saying that in there. But to me, that just means that look at the power of us sharing a good work with each other. To put it in a book like that is really a big
Mhm.
deal. Yes, so page, what was that, 26 you said?
Yeah, we're on 26. Um,
26.
and so I'm going to start off there. Actually, it's 26 and 27. These are about my daughter. So the first little small one is to my daughter. Would you bloom as the brightest flower, nurtured in the warmth of the earth, blessed by the sun, and protected by strong branches? Then why not? You are. So that's to my daughter. And then the next one is you haven't read this one, Lindsay. So, okay, here we go. My daughter, my mother, me. Volatile as firecrackers, close as sea to sky. A love deeper than the darkest ocean. My mother, my daughter, and me. Moving parts, smoking mirrors, pulled to bursting in a tug of war, love and peace. A relationship as necessary as oxygen is to air, but please don't suffocate me. Being guided, be a guiding current flowing in and out and around. Oh, ribbon of love, tied tight, strong, steady to the wind of my heart. Hold me firm to the earth while I soar with confidence to my destination in the clouds. Your dreams, my hopes, our faith together, mountains are moved. My vision through your lens, your melody in the key of me. Separation, fail. Note to my mother, my daughter, and me with love.
Awesome. Ooh, let's take a breath with that. Just let that sit for a second. That felt really pretty good.
Thank you.
Felt very powerful. Very powerful. I don't want to let it go yet. Give me another second with it. Does anybody have any questions or comments that they'd like to ask or share with Linda?
I'd like her to read my favorite poem, please.
What is that?
The LA.
Oh, the one I should have stayed in
Oh,
LA. Yeah,
that's
I'm
my
going to talk of.
favorite.
Yeah, I can talk about that. Um, I lived in LA, and I loved LA. And I wrote many poems when I was in LA. I feel I'm a person who feels energy deeply. And there are certain places in the world that have certain types of energy that just allow you to be a different person internally. It's not so much that you look different or even act different, but you just have that something that's different. So when I lived in LA, I lived actually in Hollywood, which is a lot of people think that's not a really great place to live in LA, but I loved it. And I was inspired there. I wrote poems all the time. I just loved everything about it. So I'm going to read one of my poems called I Should Have Stayed in LA. I didn't plan to read this, Patty, so I just want you to know that. So I'm going to have to like kind of look for where that might be in this book. It's going to take me a minute.
That's funny. Well, I think you still love LA
I
too.
do still love LA, but I got over it. Okay, here goes. I should have stayed in LA. The breeze in the trees is always singing to me. I should have stayed in LA. The cars on the street hold me to a beat. I should have stayed in LA. The vibe in the sky is just my sky style, and the smell in the air can't be found anywhere. I should have stayed in LA. And my belly don't hurt in spite of the dirt. I pop out of bed with a smile in my head. Excuse me. I pop out of bed with a song in my head. I should have stayed in LA. When you find a place where you come alive, don't waste your time. Stay there and thrive. So I guess I didn't do that.
We need to spread our wings.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
plus, I really like that. I'm a little bit jealous every time you say you're going to LA. I'm like, you better come
yeah.
back, young lady.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will be coming back, but I do love LA, and I do feel like there's a certain energy there that speaks to me. And so and I'd written down that I was going to read two or three poems of LA, but LA is a place, and when I say LA, I mean the whole, not the whole city, but the places that I was, which is, Hollywood, and also, sometimes near downtown, and then up through Ventura County and all that. Just the most beautiful places in the world. And like I said, some of them just had special energy, like Ojai. I mean, you could just dream in Ojai. You just dream there all the time. Um, so I'm going to read another one about LA. It's called City of Angels. City of Angels, pray for me. I'm the worker. I'm the lowly, downtrodden on the corner. I'm the average Joe. I'm the leisurely, riding in my Benz. I'm the looker, waiting for my chance to be seen. I'm the character on Hollywood Boulevard. Give me $1 or anything you can spare. City of Angels, protect me. You are my hope. You are my inspiration. You are my refuge. Shelter me, if only on the sidewalks below. City of Angels, breathe life into my soul. Be the air of my dreams. Lift me so I can see for miles your magical vistas, and allow me to feel the cool air of your canyons. Bless me with your perfect breeze. City of Angels, you are my one true love. You are my first choice. You are my last resort. You are my last chance. You are, as I am, perfect as you are, and free. So that's in the section of my poems called whimsical poems. And I read this other one I'm going to read in the whimsical section at one of our workshops where we broke off into little subgroups. And after I
Yeah.
read it, the time was up, and so we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But I think I've read maybe Time's a Bitch before to people. Do you
I
remember that
kind of
one?
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to read it again because I like it.
Cool. No, absolutely. That's
Let's
cool. So
see.
this was born in one of the small groups.
No, no, no. I read, well, maybe, no, no. I read it in a small group because I am not a person who can just say, write a poem like today at 4 o'clock about a topic. I mean, I have to have an inspiration. It's got to come from something deeper in my something. And so when I try to write a poem, it doesn't usually come out to be too much. Although I am going to read one I wrote in a small group that did kind of touch a nerve toward the end. That was written in a small group. But anyhow, this is called Time's a Bitch. Is time moving faster? Slow down. I have a whole lot to do. I have so many places to go. My reading is behind, as is my shopping. Time's a bitch. I have so many things to try. How about water aerobics, tennis, biking along the ocean, hiking the Pacific Crest Trail? Slow down. I need time. Is it about age or about the age we live in? Time's a bitch. Look at my face. Are those lines from your rough passage? How about my youth? Did you run off with it? Slow down. I'm right behind. I need time. Time's a bitch, and you're also a thief. You've stolen from me my energy, my health, opportunities. What's your problem? Why the hurry, time? Slow down so I can enjoy you more. Time's a bitch. Be aware, guard your dreams. Time can derail them if you're not vigilant and prepared. Go now, be present, make memories, hug your loved ones. Time's a bitch, and then you die.
Woo!
You see, I got a little edge on. I don't write friendly poems all the time.
Well, you have something to say. You need to grab people's attention. I'll tell you what, though, that's powerful. I felt that. I
Yeah.
do feel that. I mean, we feel that. That's part of this whole mortality thing and aging is such an interest
Yeah.
subject anymore. It's like, whoa,
What
it
is
comes
going
with a
on
lot.
here?
And it's the most beautiful time because you finally love yourself again. You don't have to worry about nothing anybody
Yeah.
says. And
Yeah.
here you are with only, a few days left. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
Lisa says she works in the emergency room, so she knows how suddenly it all can come to an end.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a powerful poem, though. I would say, did that hit anybody else like it hit me? Anybody else have anything they want to say to Linda? Rena says, "Feel the truth and honesty."
oh,
Go ahead,
thanks.
T. Yeah, just jump on in.
Yeah, I love the idea that time is kind of like a woman, a evil woman, because in lots of poems, time is a man. So so I I really like that. I think that's really creative.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anybody else?
Linda, when did you write that? Do you remember?
I wrote that several years ago. I think I still lived in California when I wrote that. Um, because I lived in California. I was so happy there, and then we moved. I whatever. And so I came to Florida and became sort of angry, depressed person. Um, and I had all these other poems that were about LA. I wrote a lot about that just to get it out because I didn't want to be that person who wasn't nice. So nobody saw that hardly at all. Maybe Lindsay saw it. Maybe Lisa, my Lisa Morabito. I don't know if she saw it. Lisa's an old friend. She's from California, actually, too. She used to live there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, too, that's just a like because also I want to slow down to like the speed of concrete and the world's going faster
Right.
and
You
I
want to be
just really
present.
I want to do. I just want to sit with that piece of grass out there,
Yeah.
look at all the
Mhm.
sides of it, feel its
Mhm.
texture. Yeah, and it's like, come on, you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Yeah, that's really
Mhm.
something. That's a great, very great words there.
Okay. So the next section I think I wrote about, which was families. I shared a few of those, but in the family section, there are several odes, and where I've written about people who've passed away, and I'm only going to share one. Um, and and it definitely, this particular one was a download. We were traveling in California. We were on the PCH, which is the Pacific Coast Highway. And we were like kind of in the mountains, and there was a lot of fog. We were coming from San Francisco down through Santa Barbara back to our home, which at the time was in Ventura County. And we got a phone call, and it was a call that had said that my husband's sister, her name was Karen, but we all called her Booty, she passed away. And the funny thing was, not funny, but this thing was, the last time I saw her, which was probably a few months earlier, and she was sick and had a lot of problems. She's much younger than me, probably at least 10, 15 years younger than me. And when I hugged her goodbye, I just had this visceral. feeling that I could feel the fear from her body to mine. I just felt it and I knew I was not going to ever see her again. You know, I just knew that. And so, as soon as we got the phone call, these words just popped into my head. Ode to Booty Karen Mundell. You're in the clouds and free. The pain is gone, and your soul, like the fog, is light and cool. It moves over the mountains while kissing the earth a kind goodbye. You'll be missed, but in each cool mist, you will be there to comfort us. In the heat of the day, during the cool of the still night, in the hearts of us all, much better now than before.
Wow.
So,
That's beautiful.
thank
And
you.
boy, your words, I mean, your writing's powerful all the way around,
Thank you. I appreciate
you
it,
know?
Jen. Yeah. Well, I always feel kind of inept when I write, when I don't have the beautiful metaphors and similes and all that. I mean, I have a few, but that's not what my writing's about. It's more about words that are just prose almost, but have a ring to them. And
Right. Lisa Berger says, intuitive and very intuitive and powerful.
yeah,
The soul as fog going over the mountain. That's a very beautiful metaphor. And you're a
yeah.
storyteller. Yeah,
That
it's
I
your
am.
voice. Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
am a storyteller.
Yep. Great comments.
Yeah,
Thanks everybody for comments and for
yeah.
encouraging.
Appreciate it. So I'm going to go to another section which has to do with emergence. So after I went to Florida, came to Florida, I mean, most people probably didn't exactly see it. I think most people knew I was very unhappy in Florida. I don't think they knew I was having anxiety and, kind of that kind of stuff, but I was. So I wrote about anxiety. So that's what this next one is.
Good. I can use this one these days.
Well, no, it's not. Well, okay, maybe you can. In the midst of the night, for only a moment, I allowed anxiety to walk briskly up my spine. The bolt of her electric footstep sent a shock through my heart that quickly migrated and planted itself firmly into my sleepless mind. There, she maliciously began weaving herself into a dark kaleidoscope of scary shapes, forms, and colors. Her dance of silent angst left me barely able to breathe. But breath was my savior, my healing salve. As I inhaled the fresh, sparkling coolness of the night air, I found the knowing that all will be taken care of by the universal energy of God's grace. This grace filled my being with peace and tranquility. And like the smell of freshly cut eucalyptus branches in a bouquet of flowers, my breath overcame this anxious moment. Breath calmed my unsettled mind, and cool, comfortable peace took residence in my soul.
Ooh.
So
Oh, thank you.
you're welcome.
So let me ask you, so for something for people to think about or reflect on or contemplate or a deep something to I want you to get everybody thinking by a question or something.
Mhm. Well, I don't have a question or something. I don't know. I guess that I would just say, that poem that I wrote about anxiety. I know many people have anxiety. Um, and, I just tried to, instead of suffering from it, kind of try to make it into some kind of a manageable human form, if you know what I mean. And so when you imagine anxiety being some kind of a dancer just sort of dancing around on your spine, making you feel crazy, It's like, stop. And of course, you said yourself, you know, one of the things we learn as yoga instructors is breath work, pranayama. And that is such an important healing tool. And I've known this forever. And I don't know why I've been so blessed to know this forever. But I started off my career as a school teacher in elementary school. And I can remember a fifth grade class. It was just crazy as they could be. They were crazy. I was my first year out of college and I'm a substitute and they're just acting out. You know what I mean? And they're just going off on me. And I had never been given class management tools that included what I did. What I did is I turned off the light, I slammed the door shut. I said, everyone sit in your seats, put your feet on the ground, and I want you to take 5 deep breaths with me right now. Breathe in and breathe out. 5 times we did that.
Wow, I
And I
bet
said,
it
now
worked
sit
like
in silence,
magic.
do not say a word, sit in silence. And this was like in 1980, maybe, not even, maybe
Yeah.
1975. I got out of college in
Yeah.
74.
It
I
doesn't
don't know
take
why I knew to
much.
do that.
No,
I
but
just
that
did
worked
it.
like magic, didn't it?
Oh my God, they were like different children.
Amazing. It doesn't take much. It just takes us to remember to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. All you got to do is slow it down.
Hmm.
Slow it down. And then next thing you know, communicating with the nervous system to cool down. It's
Right.
really not
But
that
all this
hard.
theory, we didn't know that theory. I mean, I
No,
never knew this theory till maybe 5 years ago. I mean, I just recently got my certification as a yoga instructor. I've been doing chair yoga as a certified person, but to go through the understanding of the somatic body and the subtle body, I mean, all this was not something I knew in a theoretical basis or in a, academic way, but I somehow always knew it. I
yeah,
don't know
that's cool.
why.
Well, intuitive.
Yeah, I guess.
So you want to take are you, I would like you to at some point talk a little bit about your memoir. Uh,
Oh,
it doesn't have to be a
just put me on the
lot.
spot.
No, it doesn't have to be a lot, but I do know you're working on one. If you could just, do you want to just tell people what it's about?
Yeah, yeah. And, I
I mean, it's an
will.
important message
It is.
too.
It is. And I will. I mean, I will. I want to talk about my identity poems first, only because
Okay.
they kind of lead into the memoir. And
Okay, sweet.
and so that'll be fine. And because I don't want to get off on this tangent yet, but we can very soon. I see we're running out of time, so I'm going to read 2 more
We're good on
poems.
time. Don't
Oh
worry.
yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
want to read a poem that now has to do with when I started to come out of this funk that I was in because of being in Florida and just being where I just didn't feel I was accepted and where I was seen, and
sure.
which is hard. But then it did start to change, and it wasn't like any tremendous shift. It was just like subtle. So this is called "Who Will Be My Savior." Trapped in a box, net and screen covering my head. Who will be my savior? Cold, hungry, confused, filled with anger. Who will be my savior? Lost without a home, regret and misery abound. Who will be my savior? Yearning for answers to questions not asked, living in motions with purpose unknown. Who will be my savior? It wasn't an accident that as the days progressed, the smallest of actions removed some of the net. Then the screen began to dissolve and light crept through. I have to admit, it was because of you. A nudge toward forgiveness, a nod of advice. The unconditional support began to release the vice. Could I have made it without you? The answer is no. You are my savior, and that's all I know.
Mm.
So, and that's just, what it's like to come out of depression, I guess, for me.
Do you have another one from that section?
Well, yes, it's the one that has already been the one that was published in the Peace Please anthology.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, which
Awesome.
I will share that with you guys now. And then I'll share another one that's kind of after the fact, and then we'll go into the identity poems. So this is the one that's in Peace Please. It's called Shadows Lift. Shadows lift, morning again. Air, light, alive, soft, smooth as silk, unfolding softly, easy to breathe. The slow change to daylight meanders across a gray, cloudy sky. All too soon, the pace will quicken as a new day demands its dues. But for now, quiet the inner storm, set in the softness while it's still here. Draw in an easy gift of a peaceful morning, a breath of fresh air. Release the anxiety, release all the fears, release sadness, and for a moment, be like the morning air, light, alive, soft, smooth as silk, unfolding softly, easy to breathe.
Mm. I
So,
love that
yeah,
last line. That
yeah.
last line every time gets me.
Yeah, I just feel like, breath is such an important thing to understand, how it can really help you. And so I write about it quite a bit. And then one more that's in that same vein, and it's kind of a upbeat thing. I'm coming back to life here in this one. And if you want to go to page Gen 60 and 61 and show the artwork that Maddie made, it's a little bird.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Maddie's artwork. And it's a little bird on top of some shells and lemon. It's just random. She's random like me. Okay, so this is called the allowance. She allowed herself to melt fully into the life she was given, quietly abandoning the questions as to why. She turned her back on fear and anxiety. She freed herself from all negativity. Slowly, she acknowledged her entitlement to be joyful and happy. And with gratitude and appreciation, she enjoyed the life she was given. She embraced the waves, the sun, the moon, and the stars as though they were hers, and they were.
Mm.
So I appreciate everyone listening to me. And I'm going to go into the next segment. And unless you have comments or questions.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions or comments they'd like to share?
I just wanted to say that it's, and Jenny might have said this already, but just I feel like with each poem, the tone is like kind of different and like, yeah, they're all very different. And I think that really sums up kind of like how your personality is. Like you're very, like such a well-rounded person and you like, not one day, yeah, you just have like a lot of facets to your personality and who you are. And I feel like that comes across in the poetry. So,
Thank you, Lindsay. That's a great observation. Because she sees me clearer than I see myself almost all the time.
yeah,
So
Yeah, yeah,
very
it's
yeah.
blessed.
never the same. But
Yeah.
not that you're
Joanne, did you
Yeah.
have a question? Joanne?
Yes, I wanted to say that I think your poems are full of beautiful metaphors, and I think they're really well crafted. I especially like the way you use repetition. That
Mhm,
has made many of those poems really strong. I love the way
mhm.
you use repetition, and I want to thank you for sharing. I have really enjoyed listening to you and your poetry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Jen has asked me to speak
Joanne.
about my memoir, which I will. My memoir is called The Only One in the Room. And right now I'm about 50,000, somewhere between 40,000 and 50,000 words in to this memoir. And it's basically memories, not particularly me telling my life story, but talking about racism and how it's impacted my life and how things throughout my life have been laden with that backdrop of being a person of color, and how so many people who are friends and allies who really want to help, who really want to make a difference, still manage to not see the reality of what it's like to be a person of color in this country. And consequently, I tell stories about it. Like I'll kind of give a brief summary of one of the stories. A friend of mine, very good friend of mine, love her to death. Her brother and his wife adopted an African American boy, little boy. And I went to her house, her mother's house, to, kind of have lunch with her and her mother. And her mother looked at me and said, and she's just the sweetest woman as well. She goes, "Would you think people will treat," and she said the young boy's name, "like he's black?" And I thought, wait a minute, he is black. So there's not any sign that's going to go over his head to say his parents are white. Don't treat him like you would treat a black kid. Do you know what I mean? And this is, of course, back in the 90s, right around Rodney King time. And she'd seen all that violence on TV and seen the young man getting beaten or whatever. And it's like, of course he's going to be treated like he's black, which means you need to teach him how to be a black man, which means you're going to be, if you don't want to get beaten, submissive to law enforcement and authorities. You're not going to talk back. You're not going to laugh in the face of a police officer. And still today, what a young man not of color could get away with and a man of color is significantly different. I mean, I look at our country when they raided the Capitol building right after the election, right? What if that had been a group of black people? How many deaths would there have been that day? I mean, and so there's a big, 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 huge disparity in the way people are treated. And people who are of color know how to manipulate that so that they can get themselves where they need to get their allowance to be allowed to be who they are. But when a person who's an ally, you can't see that. I mean, I don't expect you to see it. But when I tell you it's there, you have to say, oh, wow, didn't think of it like that. Rather than saying, well, he must have done something wrong or whatever it is. No, he didn't do anything wrong. The kid did whatever anybody else would do. But then if he's a black kid, he's going to get a whole different scenario. So my stories are meant to tell that in a soft way so that people don't get alienated and don't get their feelings hurt or don't come up to me and apologize about it, because that's not even what any person, I think, of color would want. They want you to understand what it's like to walk in their shoes, but not with an apology. So anyway, that's what the book is about. And I guess
Yeah,
maybe I'll,
no. I
no,
wanted to
no,
say
no,
that
I can't
honestly.
move on.
It's no, hey, you're not allowed to. Um, it's a powerful message. Um, it's not easy to do, especially without sounding angry. Um, and the question that come to my mind is it, you would think that it would be much better now and this many years later, but do you think it's any better?
I was called the N word on my street 2 years ago, May 17th, 2023. Walking my dog in, you know where we live, Raina, on 40th Street.
A
N
nice
word.
neighborhood. Yeah.
Nice neighborhood, yeah. Black truck comes by, N word blares. I'm reduced to tears, just like I was when I was 9 when I first heard that word. So I would say no. And with what's going
Yeah.
on in our country, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, I was hoping you'd say a little bit there, yes, but
No. I think things are a lot different, a lot
yeah.
different. But I think the injuries are still there. And as long as you have injuries, you have memories. And so I am not going to say things are the same as they always have been. Things are always changing, but it's not. And then there are so many wonderful things going on. But no, I mean,
Hmm.
I just don't feel like we need to. I mean, as a people, I feel like we have to hang on to some of that because otherwise it just, I mean, I'm afraid, of where
Yeah.
things could go in a heartbeat, really, because of the way things are going right
Yeah, I
now
think.
for an entire group of people. And,
Hmm.
and I think that my husband says that, Pandora's box got opened. And once it's open, whatever's in there is flying around. And so, yeah, you know. So I'm going to read my last
Yeah.
poem. And I wrote
I
this
agree. I
one.
agree on that. But I want to thank you for sharing and thank you for writing it and thank you for putting it out there. Please continue to speak your truth.
I will. Um, so the last one has got to do with this is one I did write in the poetry group. And if you remember, Jen, right after that, the person who was our facilitator poet, she sent me an email because she felt like I was upset and emotional. I was like, oh, yeah, I am. But that's okay. I mean, I was not a mean thing. Um, so this is called Allow Me Shelter.
Your
Allow me.
daughter's going to have to leave real quick. She's just wanted to say goodbye real quick. She's got to jump off for a
Okay,
meeting. She wanted to
it's
say thanks for
okay.
sharing, Mom.
Thanks, Lisa.
No, Linda, your daughter, I mean, Lindsay, your
Oh,
daughter.
oh, she's gone. She'll be back later. I'll see her later. All right, here we go. Allow me shelter. Allow me to drop my load. Allow me to be seen. Allow our massive biases to dissolve. It's too big and bitter a pill to swallow. Have you noticed the pot we think we all melted in? It is a fraud and full of spoiled meat. Turn on the news and have a taste. Allow me to be angry. Allow me to be hurt. Allow my harsh voice to be heard. If you think you see me, you don't. You've missed the contorted effort demanded to be a smiling face in a crowd littered with vipers and thugs, ready to strike me down in this entitled country built upon my back. Allow me to be weak. Allow me to be afraid. Allow me to be too tired to be nice or to even care. Yet, if you give a damn about me, speak up, make room, overcome the obstacles, advocate and allow me to seek shelter among you. So that's the last one I'll share. And I don't want to really apologize. I usually do apologize after that poem when there are
Mm,
people not of color in the room because that's part of the process.
no.
But yeah,
Let it be. And I think just give everybody a breath with that because I want to say um, that part of it is having us witness what you have to say. And we are honored to witness and share space that you're expressing this honestly. So allow us the
mhm.
honor of receiving what you
Yeah,
have to say.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, powerful. Yeah, and not easy to speak up.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
it. If anyone has any comments or anything they'd like to
Yeah,
say,
anybody want to say anything here at this point?
Yeah,
Give a
can you hear me? Yes.
Tammy, is that
yes.
the speak?
Yeah. Thank you, Linda. That was really beautiful. The last poem you had talked to me about it, but you had not I had never heard it. But
Yeah.
it is I could see how it could really offend people because it's so truthful. And we have to look inside ourselves and see the truth of what's really going on,
Mm,
and has been going on. And unfortunately, right now, I know we've spoken about this, the climate is really so poisonous. So you need to keep speaking up. I applaud you for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Raina.
thanks, Rena. Yeah, yeah. Anybody else have any questions, comments? Just pop on in.
Um,
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can,
Who
yeah.
has the loudest voice? Who's go ahead?
Oh, this is Angela.
Okay, Angela.
Oh, hi,
Hey,
Angie.
hey. I
She's
just
my
want
niece.
to, yes. I just want to say that I am so proud. I feel like this book is a true inspiration. You and my mom are inspirations to me, and I love it. And where can we get the book? Where
I
can I
will
purchase the
send
book?
you a copy. And as far as everybody else, I would say that I did not take the marketing option on this book because it was just too personal. I didn't want to put it out there without, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't. It's like sending your baby to school before they're ready.
Mhm. Well, I'm so proud of you too, because I know how it is to step out on, step out on faith and do something that you never done before. So I'm just very proud of you.
Thank you, Angela.
That's right. And
Yeah.
so you want to make sure it gets in good hands,
So
safe
if you would like
hands.
a copy, you can email me, or let Jen know, and I can
Mhm.
easily send it to you. It would be $15. That would include shipping and handling.
Do you have a web address or anything?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
The Grace of the Sea that you sent the outline to probably would be the best web address for me. Is it even on here anywhere? Um,
No, but I do know you're on Facebook,
I'm on Facebook. You can reach out to me on Facebook,
and
or
you could message me for
yeah,
sure, and
Grace of the
I'll get you
Sea,
guys.
Grace of the Sea at Grace of the Sea JD. There's a J and a D behind it. Grace of the Sea JD at gmail.com.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Angela. Yeah, we're proud of you for sure. I think there was a couple other people. There's Tammy and the Sam said.
Maybe you can put that email on the chat.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, yeah, I'll do that. And if I knew how to do that, hold on.
I can do it for you.
Oh, I can do it too. Okay, yeah.
Um,
Anybody else?
Yeah, Linda, I was just going to say thank you for sharing. Also, I think I like that expression, allow me to be angry. And I think it
Mm-hmm.
resonates on different levels, but I think in like mainstream American culture, a lot of people are scared of big feelings. They're like uncomfortable with anger. But
Yeah,
I once someone told me, well, like anger is really energy. Like
yeah.
sometimes anger tells us the situation is wrong, and we can also take the energy that generated by the anger to do good. Like you put it into your poetry, you put it into sharing. So thank you.
Thank you. And I think that's true because I'm really not an angry person, which is kind of funny. I mean, I really, truly, I think most people who know me would say I'm not an angry person.
Hmm.
True. I would say that you are correct in that. You're always
But then my poetry
you're
comes out with an
amazing.
edge. I don't know why.
It's all right. You got something powerful to say. It's not coming across as angry to me. It's just very thought provoking,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, that's good.
and it lets me know I have more work to do than I might like to think that I have.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it when something lets me know I have more work to do. You know, it's always a pleasure
Yeah.
to work on ourselves. What you gonna do, right? Yes, I think there was a couple other people though that wanted to say something there. Who else was the Samsung there? T says an angry poem is not the entirety of the poet. That's true.
Mm,
There's some very violent poetry out there
yeah.
too. Yeah. Did anybody else want to say anything or ask any questions? Comments on anything? Linda, do you have any final words or a final poem that you'd like to read?
Yeah, maybe I should read something that's more pleasant at the end. Um, and oh, yeah, let me see. I'm going to read one. This is not really upbeat, but I know last week when we were having the one with Lisa and you read the poem about your dog. And I thought then, because I was at that meeting, even though I didn't say anything because I was really in pain with my knee, I could not show my face. It would have looked very bad. But I thought, I'm going to read my poem about my dog, Diamond, who passed away in 2015. And I was just so devastated. I'm going to give you a page number and you can show the really pretty picture of me and Diamond,
Sure.
Jen. Let's see. I think it might be on page 50.
No.
No? Oh,
What
no,
is it?
that's not
What's the
it.
name?
No, no. That's not
What's
it. Oh, hold on,
the
hold
name
on.
of the?
It's okay. It's called One More Sunset. It's page 31. And then there's a picture
Okay.
on the page
Oh,
right
yeah.
near it. And this is the picture of the dog. And that's me. You can see the little dog right there. It was a brindle boxer, a very cute dog. I always considered Diamond the dog of my life, but now I have Sparkle Motion, and she's the dog of my, existence. She's also getting to be an old girl now. So anyway, dogs just are so sad they get old. It's called One More Sunset. One more sunset with you is all I can ask for, all that I can dream of, all I search for each evening as I walk the quiet shore. Your beautiful furry coat, kind eyes filled with curiosity and love. You are a good natured dog, a pure pet offering only unconditional love and friendship. I miss you each day more than the last. To hear your silly little bark or your howl of welcome home, this yearning leaves my heart broken each time I open the door to come home. Where are you, my puppy, my perro, my dog, my furry child of the universe? I search for you now in the eyes of other dogs, but you're not there. My grief overflows. Can you come back and save me, please? Come back, little Sheba. That's
Oh
it.
my goodness.
I know we start by reading the dog
Well,
poems, right? It just hurts.
oh, those dogs, they get in so close to your heart because they're
Yeah.
not idiots.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we love
I
our
guess I don't have
dogs.
anything that really sunny and shiny to leave with
That's good. No,
unless you
that's
want to go
that's
back to
that's per
LA.
that's perfect. No, there's nothing better than the pure true love of a dog.
Yeah.
Nothing better than that. What I'd like to do is go around and ask everybody how they're leaving today, or what are you leaving here with today? What's resonating in your heart there as we sign off today? So if you don't want me to ask, you could just keep your camera off. If you do want to participate, turn your camera on. And perhaps you could put it in the chat if you don't want to be on screen. But Lisa Phillip,
Oh, you had to ask me first, huh? Uh, it's a lot of your poetry really resonated with me, and I appreciate your sharing it with us. And I think you should try to publish it. I find, I mean, I haven't been very successful, but I found that, with all the rejections, your work gets better, you know.
Mm,
So when they say no, then I say, oh, let me see if I try it this way, maybe it'll be better. And so the few things that have been published is because other people said no. So I was able to change it up a bit. So
thank you.
believe in yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you. Fantastic. Patty Joy.
Oh, I so enjoyed your reading. I
Thank you.
feel a healing in myself by listening to your words and hope.
Mm, mm, mm. I like the hope there at the end on that.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. Thanks a lot, Patty Joy. Lisa Brecker.
Still recovering from the dog. It
Ah, sorry.
was beautiful. No, no, no apologies.
It
I,
was beautiful.
it was very beautiful, very moving, and I really enjoyed your reading today. I appreciate all the wisdom you shared. Your work is very wise, and I appreciate um especially liked what you called the angry poem because I that one like just filled me with courage. I'm like a little cowardly when it comes to saying um
what I feel and what I need when I've been, kind of hurt or, and and that was brave. And when you publicly can be brave, you give others courage. So I thank you for giving that to me today. That's what I'm leaving with. Courage.
Thank you so much. That's very awesome. Yes. Yes. I will say I too shrink up. And it takes a lot of courage to do it. And yeah, I'm proud of you too. And it does give others permission, at least encourages them. Thank you, thank you. Patty from the Samsung, are you still on here? The Samsung XSM X15. You.
I have to unmute.
Is her name? There
Okay,
you go.
I'm sorry. I was having a hard time unmuting. But yeah, I'm really proud of my sister and everything that she has done. And I just applaud her. Um, and I'm also very happy that she chose to use illustrations from her granddaughter because I think that it makes it more of a family affair type of a thing. And that's just a beautiful thing in my mind.
Oh, thank you, Patty. And I want to brag about Patty one more time. She did an entire huge historical account of our family. Most Black people don't have much knowledge about their roots beyond maybe the turn of the century because they didn't keep records like that of Black people who were at that point at the civil rights possession. So it was not things that you could really trace. But she took the time, and I'm going to show you this really quickly, and made this huge book.
Wow.
We even know the people who were enslaving our family and our
Wow.
ancestors. And there's like
Yeah.
actually a part in there where I think, Patty, didn't you say that the family members have kind of reconciled between the two of them or something? I don't remember exactly what you told me.
Cool.
And did she unmute me?
No, you're on mute. You're still mute. You're not muted.
Okay. Yeah, that was in the Harrison family, which we've got a lot of people that are that married into the Harrison family. We're not actually part of that. But the one thing that I was really and truly most excited about in that particular book is the fact that in Virginia, they did what they had called um, I can't even remember the name of it now. But anyway, what it boiled down to is that they wanted to register all the freed Black in 1866 after the war so that they could no longer be counted as cattle and be counted as humans and their families. And so they would have these people, they wanted everybody to meet in a central location, which would probably be in the downtown city hall or something like that. And our relatives actually took the time to walk or whatever they had to do to get there. Because if you can imagine living in a county, and maybe you live on the outskirts of the county, and you had to walk to the city hall in the middle of the county to register your family as a unit. And our family actually did that in 1866. And that's where I got the information actually about who enslaved them and the names of all their children. And when they started cohabitating together as a family unit. And it's just a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's a very blessing. A lot of Black people have no knowledge of this.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Awesome. And thanks for sharing that as well. Rena, how are you leaving here today? You're on mute,
You're
sweetheart.
mute. Aw, unmute. Raina,
You're on mute.
Thank you for inviting me. And I feel so lucky because I live just a few blocks from Linda, so I get to spend time with her, one-to-one, or in a yoga class. So I do get to see her a lot. And Linda, keep on writing because you're really talented. It's so beautiful. You're such a beautiful writer, you know?
Thank you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sunny.
Rena. Thanks so much. Tammy. Oh, okay, never mind there. Oh, screen. Sorry about that. My phone 211 is they logged off there. Okay. Joanne.
Oh, thank you. I'm leaving with the words truth telling because the poems felt so honest. Truth telling.
Mm. Thank you. Good to see you. Joe, did you want to say how you're leaving today?
Yeah, I mean, I recently looked through some of my poetry and I found I've used the word enough a lot. But I'm going away today with the words allow me. That poem was really, really, really powerful. And rather than saying things are enough, I think I'm going to be saying allow me to get through it and words around this. I'm taking that away. So thank you so much for sharing that, and I'll be remembering that for quite a while.
Thank you.
Thanks for reminding us of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry about this sunlight today. Awesome. Thanks, Joe. Always good to see you as well. I think Cheryl has left the building. Betty left the building too. Miss T, how are you leaving today, hon? Good to see you too.
Yeah, I feel like I've absorbed part of Linda's exuberance. Just yeah, just shining for more than an hour, and I I think that exuberance comes out as praise. Maybe sometimes as anger, but you had odes in praise of a whole city, and it's so that's so beautiful. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
your really human exuberance.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, honest. Very cool. Thanks a lot, T. Perfect. Angela, how are you leaving today? What are you leaving with? See if I could help.
Yes. Okay, I'm
There
so
you
sorry.
go. It's okay.
So I'm leaving with a very full heart. I'm leaving with inspiration. I'm leaving with being seen. I felt like that poem that touched on you know, the way society is right now. I feel like I've been seen. I have 4 Black children, 4 Black boys. So I felt like that helps me be seen. I also feel like I'm taking away being challenged because like I'm not sure who said this, but like it takes bravery to step out and do something that you're scared of doing. So I feel like I'm taking away a challenge because there's things that I need to do that I haven't done yet. And so this is very inspirational for me to start on that. So that's what I take away.
Love you, Angie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Very awesome. Brenda.
Okay, I just want to say thank you, Linda, for sharing your words and your stories, and also for bringing in some of your family members and friends that know you personally. That was a blessing to get to know them as well, and I'm just very appreciative of how we can all support each other in this community. So thank you all.
Thanks, Brenda. And Gia, good to
Hi.
have you.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Linda. It's my first time in this community, and I see some faces that are familiar to me. I just really enjoy the joy that you have when you read your poems. You know, that energy definitely it's inspiring to me. So as a Latina, I feel that we need to smile more. No matter what happens in the world. And that's also very powerful. So I'm really happy that I'm taking that joy that you project when you read your poetry and your words. And anything that has to do with culture, the more educated we are, the more vision we have, and the more respect we have for one another. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for being here too. Did I get everybody? I want to make sure I didn't skip over anybody. Let's take a breath together. Take a breath together. A breath for Linda's willingness to share her voice, for the honesty in it, for the way it found its way into this Zoom meeting with us. Linda, may you keep trusting your intuition and your pure intention as you share. May you continue to offer your voice exactly as it is. May you always feel how deeply it matters. Thank you for trusting us today, for your presence, your openness, for sharing your heart. And we're very grateful you spent this time with us, and we hope you had a good time today.
Thank you very much. You all are just, you don't even realize how much you mean to me, how much encouragement and how much just joy it gives me to be part of this group. And I'm so blessed. Thank you.
Awesome. We all are. We all are. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for sharing time and love together today. Yeah, please go to zenfulconversations.com and sign up for more every Tuesday, every Thursday, same time slot, same bat channel. In deep gratitude, everyone. Thanks again, Linda. Did you have a good time?
Yes. Yeah. Was my
Cool.
sound impacted? Like,
I don't think so. I
oh,
think
good.
everything was fine. Yeah, you're good. Everybody's good, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Final words? You good? All right,
Final.
sweetheart. Thank
Love
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you.
Y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Nice. Thanks, Linda.